So we're currently travelling Southeast Asia on a budget. We have a budget of £30 or $40 a day each. We've currently already been to Thailand and Peninsular Malaysia and managed to stick to that budget. However, everyone told us that we couldn't travel Borneo on a budget, but we're here to see if that's actually possible. So welcome to day one of our Borneo adventure. So we're currently in Kuching, which is in the state of Sarawak in Malaysian Borneo, and it is absolutely beautiful here. Our accommodation only cost us £15.62 a night for both of us, which is absolutely crazy. So the accommodation here can definitely be cheap if you know where to look.
So our accommodation isn't exactly the most luxury of accommodations, but it's got everything that you need. There's actually enough space for 4 people to sleep. It's got 2 queen-size beds, so much space. It's got its own kitchen as well. So to save a bit of money, we've been buying breakfast to have there. We've had like cereal every day. So not the most like aesthetic accommodations, but incredibly affordable.
So we currently come down to the waterfront, and there's a beautiful riverfront walk that you can do, and there's little like facts placards along the way that you can read and like learn a bit about the history of Kuching and Sarawak in general. But the views are honestly just beautiful. Got amazing views of the Sarawak State Embassy, which is a government building, so you obviously can't go inside, but it's absolutely beautiful from the outside. And there's so many like colourful buildings and things you can just look at, and it's completely for free obviously, so it's definitely a good place to come and just enjoy being outside. And it's so peaceful here. Like, we've hardly seen any tourists since we've arrived. Like, why is no one else here?
People are actually surprised to see us as well. Like, we had 2 men stop us earlier and be like, why have you come to Kuching? Because people don't really come here.
No.
And it's such a lovely city.
Mm-hmm. It's probably like one of our favourite places we've actually been to anywhere in Southeast Asia so far. And we haven't even done any of like the nature or anything so far, which is why people come to Borneo. So we've just walked along the waterfront to the Indian floating mosque of Kuching, and it's absolutely beautiful. It was originally built by Indian Muslim traders 186 years ago. However, it was demolished and rebuilt in 2019, so this is the newer version. And it looks absolutely stunning. It literally stretches out onto the riverfront. So like a lot of cities and towns in Borneo, Kuching is built on the river. So to cross the river, there are 2 options. You can either cross the main bridge, which is absolutely beautiful, or if you want to have a bit of fun or you're away from the main bridge, you can use a water taxi, which only costs 1 ringgit, and you can cross the river at different points along the river, and it looks like so much fun. So definitely check that out if you want to have a little cheap river cruise.
So we've decided to cross the river via the bridge this time. 1, because it has super amazing views of both sides of the river, the entire city. Incredible. And number 2, because there may or may not be crocodiles on this river, and we don't fancy being capsized in a little bit.
So it's definitely well worth coming to this side of the river, because you get an amazing view of like the colourful buildings of like the main old town, and even better views of the amazing state embassy, which looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, definitely come to this side. Whether you go over the bridge or get a boat across, completely up to you, but definitely check this side out too.
On this side of the river, there's this huge, almost like boardwalk that stretches just over 1/4 of a mile down the side of the river. We are literally suspended over the river right now. We have this beautiful, like, tranquil oasis on this side, and then the city on the other side, and it's so peaceful. We're like the only people on here at the moment. We keep saying it, but like, there's no tourists here. Maybe it's because they all go off on day trips. I'm sure we will encounter some at some point, but it's so peaceful, and it's actually really nice to just be able to walk around a city and not be fighting through crowds of people.
This is proof there are crocodiles in this river. So we've just come back on the other side of the river to Chinatown, which is where a large proportion of Chinese migrants moved to, and now it's full of like amazing colourful streets and like beautiful Chinese lanterns. This is Carpenter Street, where a lot of like the main restaurants and stuff is. There's also the main bazaar, which is the one that runs along the riverfront, and they're both really good places to come explore and have a little wander. They're full of like beautiful temples as well, so if you want you can check those out as well, but we're not going to do that in this video.
We've just stopped for a coffee. It cost us 25 ringgit for an Americano and an iced chocolate, so it's definitely not the cheapest place. However, some places are just worth it. This place is absolutely beautiful and it's nice to be inside, out of the heat, so we're going to enjoy this. So we've just had a little bit of lunch down by the riverfront. It cost us around 10 ringgit in total. Honestly, that's like a slight guess because we did buy groceries from the shop the other day. I think it was around 10 ringgit for what we had for lunch today. Just like sandwiches and a bag of crisps. Now we are heading to do something extremely exciting. I'll give you a hint, Borneo is famous for it. There is so much left to do in Kuching. We are leaving the city now, but we will be back to do another video to show you everything that Kuching itself has to offer. We've kind of just done like an overview today, had a bit of a wander around, explore, but there is still so much left to see. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video. Order 3 ringgit. So we've just ordered a grab to where we're going. We've decided to go for a grab instead of the public bus because we want to be there for a specific time. It's cost us 28 ringgit 84 cents, so for about a half-hour journey.
QR registration.
Yeah.
So you scan the QR and then you fill out.
I'm so excited. So our grab was amazing. He gave us so many tips, such as make sure you pre-register before coming here. We will leave the link down below. Pre-register before you come in, you can skip basically the whole queue. So we did also tip him 6 ringgit, so we'll add that to the cost. Tickets to the park cost 10 ringgit each, and we've decided to get the buggy up to where we're going, which was an additional 15 ringgit each. So in total, it's 50 ringgit for the park. If you don't get the buggy, it's a mile walk uphill, and I've got a bit of a chest infection at the moment, so that was not going to happen.
So the buggy drops you off just before the main area, so there's a little bit of walking involved, but not too far at all compared to how far everyone else has to walk.
And it's downhill.
Yeah, so bonus.
So welcome to Semenggoh Wildlife Centre. We are here to see one thing, which may or may not come. If they don't come, we'll tell you after. If they do, it's going to be amazing. The park is open twice per day from 8 till 10. And then in the morning, and then from 2 till 4 in the afternoon. We've come for the afternoon session and it's quite busy. I believe more people come for the afternoon session.
So it's currently 2:20 and feeding isn't until actual 3 o'clock, so definitely get here early because this is the crowd already. So it's just going to get busier the closer it gets to feeding time, but we're really excited.
So excited. Yeah. I've seen them. This has literally been on my bucket list for so long. We've just seen our first orangutan. I think they're coming down now. What an experience, this is magical. Oh look, there she comes. So I can't believe we just had that experience. So if you're planning on visiting here, here's some important information you need to know. So this place is Semenggoh Nature Reserve. It's open twice per day from 8 till 10 a.m. and then again from 2 till 4 p.m. Feeding times are 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. but they do sometimes feed them a little bit early if the orangutans are already hanging around. There is absolutely zero guarantee of seeing an orangutan. They make no promises. They are semi-wild. There are no gates, no boundaries. They are left to roam completely free. So whilst there's no chance of seeing orangutans, this is also like your highest chance of seeing orangutans in Borneo. If it's fruiting season, which is towards the end of the year, there's more of a slim chance of seeing them. Sometimes they don't show up at all because they've got enough food in the wild to feed them, which is amazing. That's what we want at the end of the day. However, if you're visiting like peak season, like June to like September, then there's a much higher chance of seeing them because there's less fruit in the wild for them to feed on. It costs us 10 ringgit per person to get in, and it's a 1.6 kilometre walk up to the feeding platforms. So it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to walk there. Or you can get the e-buggy for 15 ringgit. All the proceeds go towards looking after the nature reserve, looking after the orangutans and protecting them, which is amazing. And this is just been a phenomenal experience. We would recommend getting here a bit early because we were here at 2:10 and it was already very busy. And the orangutans showed up within 5 minutes. They fed them early. So if you come at like 3 o'clock when they say they're going to feed them, you might miss them. So make sure you're here early because this is just the most amazing experience. The guide has just called us over to one of the other feeding platforms because there's apparently a baby over here somewhere. No sighting yet, but it's busy.
So we can hear the rustling in the tree and it's really close now. This should be really good, we're so excited. It's literally right in front of us, about 10 metres away. This is crazy.
This is one of the best days of my life.
It's literally right there above us. It is crazy. They're so close. Look at them. So we've just been told there's a mother and a baby coming and maybe a big alpha male following it, so that should be really exciting if it does come.
And there's one more coming from there. That one is one of our big alpha male, the one of a big chickpet.
I've been told that the big alpha male is coming and I'm not scared because if they go for you, that's it.
Apparently it takes 8 to 10 people to like rip it off someone, so
you're a goner if it wants you.
Ropes are moving already, shaking already. So the big one starts to...
we've just seen it. It is absolutely massive.
So cool.
Currently on the buggy back to the park entrance. That was incredible.
So much better than I expected. We were so lucky.
Like 10 orangutans in total, and the alpha male at the end.
Wasn't the alpha male.
No.
They said he was the 4th largest.
Yeah, which is crazy considering how big he was.
Yeah, insane. He was 19 years old, so still got some growing to do, but incredible.
Very easy.
So we just got the same grab back to Kuching. He waited for us. I think he said he went to like a cafe or something, and then was there. It was practically like our own tour guide.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So that's another 30 ringgit. We paid him like a little bit extra.
But there is a bus service you can take, which is obviously a lot cheaper if you are on a stricter budget.
Yeah.
But we weren't sure of the timings, so...
And you also have to leave the orangutans a little bit earlier, like 5-10 minutes earlier, and we wanted to stay right till the end.
Yeah, because the last like 5-10 minutes were actually the best.
Yes, it was absolutely amazing.
Best experience.
I think that's like top 5 experiences I've ever had in my life.
Definitely.
Amazing.
It was just insane. They're such like graceful but giant animals.
Mm-hmm. We saw what, 8 or 10 of them in the end? A mix of like mums, babies, like juveniles, and then right at the end, the big male came out.
He was enormous.
Definitely hung around for the full 2 hours because so many people went early and they missed so much.
Yeah, they only saw like 2 or 3 when we saw so many more.
And I can't believe it was only 10 ringgit per person.
Yeah, like you don't need to get the shuttle service to and from, but I think if we didn't, we would have missed the first orangutan, which would have been a shame.
I definitely would recommend doing it.
So we've just finished our dinner. It was absolutely amazing.
We were so hungry, so we didn't feel much in there, but we went to Borneo Delight. They do a mix of vegetarian and meat options, which was perfect for us, and the food is insane.
And it was so cheap as well. So 2 of us, for 2 meals and 2 drinks, only cost 27 ringgit.
Which is insane. The moment we've all been waiting for, the grand total.
We are going to get a grab back to our apartment, so we'll add that as well.
The grab back is 5.15, but in total, we spent 258 ringgit 44 cent, including everything: accommodation, food, transport, and considering like we spent 65 ringgit on grabs today, or something around there, like we definitely could have done it cheaper.
Yeah, there's easy ways to do it cheap. You can get a bus to the orangutan centre, you can walk instead of getting the shuttle service, you have to stop at a coffee shop.
I don't know about that one. But ultimately, we were way under budget. Like, I'm shocked.
Definitely.
We were working out in the grab on the way back, and I was like, I'm sure we're going to be over. And then we calculated, and we're like,
it's crazy.
Got so much left to spend.
I know.
Let's go spend some money.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked, considering everyone said like we would be over budget.
Yeah.
There's no way we'd be under budget, and here we are, like way under budget.
And I don't think we skipped any experiences we wanted to do.
No.
There's so much to still see in Kuching, so we'll definitely be exploring more.
And yes, we've got so much coming up over the next few days and weeks in Borneo. We have so much left to see in Kuching, so many more animal and wildlife experiences, like exploring the city, and then so many more like insane experiences.
We're going to some really cool places.
Yeah, so make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of our Borneo series.